Good day to you all, here from Northworthy Sagas and Stories, where I, as ever, remain your host, Tiakir Thorkelson. Please keep on watching, please leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Now the story I'm going to tell is from Iceland. And this story, well, it's set on Tunga in the district of Kirkjubæjar. And there, well, there are some curious rock formations known as Skursel. And, well, there's an interesting tale associated with them. For, in the rocks and the long ridge, there is a cave, and it's said that once there dwelt a troll called Thoria. There in the cave, he lived with his wife, and she was a hideous hag, as troll women so often are. Now, normally, Thoria, well, he was versed in the ways of magic, and he'd use his arts to lure either the local priest from the kirk, the church, or the local shepherd near the cave mouth. And if that happened, then they'd never be seen again. But the trolls would eat well. Now, a new priest had arrived in the area. His name was Eric, and he was known for his spiritual strength. And, well, Thoria, he began to use his enchantments to entice Thoria towards the cave. But Thoria, well, he was thwarted, because the priest Eric, well, he prayed to God. So that troll magic had no effect. Now, of course, since they hadn't dined on either the shepherd or the priest, well, the old trolls, they were getting hungry, and by the time it got to Christmas Eve, there was no food left in the cave. None at all. And therefore, the hag turned to her husband, and she said, "Well, we're soon going to starve unless you go out and get us some food." And Thoria, the old troll, he wasn't happy about this. But nevertheless he went. He knew his wife was right. And he set off westward along the ridge, which has been known as Thoria's Ridge ever since. And finally, he arrived at a lake teeming with trout. However, it being the middle of winter, it was frozen over. So Thoria the troll, he smashed a hole through the ice, and then he took his line with a hook at the end, and he lay down upon the ice and began to fish through the hole. And in no time at all, he caught a trout, and another, and another, and another. And he strung them together on a line. And by the time he reckoned he'd caught enough, he tried to get up, but he found his clothes had become frozen to the ice. He couldn't get free, and very soon he became frozen stiff, and Thoria died. Now, back home in the cave, the hag wondered what had happened to her husband. And she set out, running along the same route, along the ridge, her husband had taken. And so, oh, she found him, stuck to the ice by the fishing hole. She tried to prise him free. She couldn't do it. And therefore, she took the line with all the trout strung in it, threw it over her shoulder, and half turned to go, but before she departed, she spoke these words. These words I say, and this curse I lay, that from now on, no fish will be caught in this lake. And they never have, from that time onwards, although the lake and the ridge have been called Thor's Ridge and Thor's Lake since that time. And the hag, she was walking home, eastwards by now, over the ridge, when suddenly she became aware of two things. For it was Christmas Day morning, and the sun had risen in the east, and daylight fell upon her. In the same moment, Eric the priest, he rang the bells in the church at Kirkjubæ, and so the old troll woman, that hideous hag, was turned to stone. And, well, the stone itself, it's been called Hags Rock ever since. For now, of course, well, as I'm sure you've guessed, that's the end of this tale. And thank you all very much for listening. Happy Christmas, and good Yule. Good Yule. Please don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell. Thank you.